Two surprise teams will meet in Detroit on Sunday when the Indianapolis Colts come to town to take on the Lions. Detroit's currently installed as a 5-point favorite in this game on BETDAQ. The total has not yet been released at the time of this recording. We mentioned both these teams' surprises. The Indianapolis Colts certainly a pleasant surprise. They're 7-4 through 11 games. Keep in mind, the Colts were the worst team in the entire NFL last season. They had the number 1 overall draft pick because of it, and they chose Andrew Luck, and what a wise choice that was. This choice paying immediate dividends already for the Colts. We mentioned they're 7-4, and Luck is really the strength of their team. Even though he's only 11 games into his NFL career, the Colts are better on offense than they are on defense, and that offense is a pass-first offense. They rely on the arm of Andrew Luck, and they've rode that right arm all the way to 7 wins in 11 games now, and they're right in the thick of the playoff race in the AFC. Now, it would appear as though they're sitting pretty in the AFC playoff race at 7-4, but they still have 2 games remaining against the Houston Texans, who are currently tied with Atlanta for the best record in the NFL. So it's very possible the Colts lose both of those games, so they really don't have much wiggle room at all. Very important game for them this week on the road in Detroit. Now, the Lions have also been a surprise, but they've been an unpleasant surprise, at least from their fans' perspective. This was a team that won 10 games last year. They were seen as a team on the rise. But they're 4-7 now after losing last week to Houston. They're all but out of the playoff race. It's probably going to take 10-6 in the NFC. And so, is Detroit going to keep fighting? Is this a high-character team? Are they going to keep the same type of intensity that they've had throughout the season now that their playoff hopes are all but extinguished? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they will. And Detroit, in their 11 games this season, they've really only played one good game. They blew out Jacksonville on the road a few weeks ago. Other than that, they have 7 losses, and their other 3 wins, 2 of those wins came in overtime to teams that they should have beaten handily, or at least that was the thought coming in. The Lions were going to win those games handily. And the other win was a come-from-behind fourth-quarter win. They squeaked by the Seattle Seahawks in Detroit. Keep in mind, Seattle's not near the team on the road than they are at home. So those of you who are expecting Detroit to play an impressive game this week and beat Indianapolis by more than 5, which is what they're favored by, you're really operating on blind faith because they haven't shown any sign of doing that this season. Now, Detroit, it's not like they're an entirely broken team. There are parts of this team that are really good, really impressive, which is why you struggle to explain why they've been so bad. And make no mistake about it, if you watch them play all year, they have been bad. But they lead the NFL in pass yards per game. They're second in the NFL in total offense. Even so, this is a team that they gain a lot of yards. They don't convert a whole lot of those yards into points, or not enough points anyway. This is a team that allows more points than they score. 23rd in the NFL in points allowed. They're giving up 25 points per game. They only score 24 points per game. That's 14th in the league, even though, as we said, they lead the league in pass yards and are second in the league in total yards per game. So they've been sort of a self-destructive team this year. Can they put it all together and beat the Colts on Sunday? I mean, the Colts, they haven't been very good on the road this season. Not only have they not been very good on the road, their point differential is minus 43. To put that into perspective, minus 43 is the worst point differential for a 7-4 team in the history of the NFL. So an argument could be made that this Indianapolis Colts team is the worst 7-4 team in the history of the league. I'm not ready to say that, but there's no question about it. They've struggled on the road. I mean, there are 5 road games this season. 3 of those games, they've been blown out. Another game, they beat a bad Tennessee team in overtime. And by the way, Tennessee had that game under control. They should have been able to put that game away. And then the Colts beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in their other road game. Of course, that's not unusual. Nearly everybody has gone into Jacksonville and picked up a win this season. So I guess that's why the line is as high as 5 here. To be honest with you, I thought this line was going to be Detroit minus 2.5, minus 3, because even though the Colts have struggled on the road this season, even though I know they might be a hollow 7-4 with the point differential and things we've talked about like that, the Lions have been so unimpressive. I mean, I was one of those. I expected the Lions to be good coming into this season, and for about the first 6 or 7 weeks, I kept waiting on the Lions to pick it up. Thought, okay, they're going to put it together here any week now. But we're through 11 games of the season now, and their fate is sealed in terms of the playoffs. I think they are what they are, and what they are is a bad football team, and I don't have much faith in them laying 5 points in this spot. Now, I don't like backing rookie quarterbacks on the road in the NFL. I know Andrew Luck is a great rookie quarterback, but he's struggled on the road this season. And as a general rule, I think it's a good idea not to back rookie quarterbacks on the road. That being said, gun to my head, I think Colts and the points are the right play here. I say gun to my head because I'm not sure it's a bet I'm going to make. We'll put our picks on the site on Saturday, and I think there might be better opportunities out there this week than this game. But I think I feel a little more comfortable taking Indianapolis and the points than taking a bad Detroit Lions team and laying the points.